Hey YouTube, Brad Browning here. In this video, I'm going to talk about the top 3 text messages that you need to send to your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend after no contact. Now, if you're brand new to my channel, welcome. But in order for you to understand this video, you're going to have to familiarize yourself with no contact. Now, I have a ton of videos on my YouTube channel about no contact and why it's important. But simply put, no contact means that after the breakup, you're engaging in a period of absolutely no contact with your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend. Now, during this time, you have to rebuild your image and self-confidence and engage in covert psychological warfare with your ex without them knowing. Now, you essentially want to be in the best shape possible when it's finally time to establish contact with your ex. But if you want to learn more about no contact first before diving into this video, then you can check out some of the other videos that I have already made on this topic, and I'll put a link to those videos in the description below here. So I'm going to jump right ahead and assume that you've already engaged in no contact and you've followed my advice to the T, and at this point your ex hasn't heard from you in a while, but they'll be open to chatting with you. And if you've done everything correctly so far, they might even be thinking about you and fantasizing about you. So what do you say to them? Well, first we have to talk about what the goal of reaching out is. So right now, you shouldn't be trying to convince your ex to get back together with you. You're simply not going to be able to do that through a text message, at least not yet. All you're trying to do with your first text message is try to set up an in-person hangout. So keep this in mind while you're crafting your very first text message. Now, I think the best way to do this is to jump into a great example of a first text to send your ex, and then we can go on from there. So text number 1 is the "you're the expert" text message. So in this one, you could say something like, "Hey, I've decided to renovate my patio with some IKEA stuff. You were always so good with that sort of thing. Any chance I can quickly pick your brain? Coffee's on me." Or how about something like, "I've decided to finally get that guitar that I've always wanted. You know, the blue one we saw in the shop? I've just always wanted to ask you a few things about the guitar stuff first though. Any chance we could meet for a quick coffee on me?" This is a great message for a number of reasons. First, it's short, so it doesn't convey any sort of desperation. And it's also relatively non-threatening. You didn't bring up anything serious or about the relationship, and you're not begging or pleading. Instead, you're simply just petting your ex's ego, essentially. And you're texting for a solid purpose. You're giving your ex a reason to pick up their phone and to text you back. Now, at this point, your ex should be totally receptive to setting up a really short and easy coffee hangout. Remember, you do not want to give your ex the impression that you're trying to get back together with them, or that you want to talk about the relationship in any way. You only want to talk to them about what you texted them about, and that's it. All right, and text number 2 is the uber jealousy text. Now, this is a text that you want to send only in the right situation. So if you get the feeling that your ex does indeed miss you, then sending this kind of text will put them over the edge, and he or she will be begging for you to come back to them. But if you feel like they don't miss you, then it could fall flat on its face, and it might even backfire. The text goes something like this. "Hey, what was the name of that coffee shop we went to on Manhattan? I'm really wanting to take my friend there. Do you remember what street it was on?" Or you could say something like, "What was that movie we watched together? You know, the one with the bank heist? I really want to watch it with somebody I know." And that's all you have to say. Remember, you're trying to induce jealousy with this text, but you're not being totally obvious about it. You're letting your ex know that there's somebody else that you're hanging out with, but you're not specifically saying that it's a date or anything, although that's totally implied. And again, whatever text you craft, you're going to want to make sure that your text message is short and sweet. And you definitely want to make it sound like you're happy and that you're doing well. And finally, you could send text number 3, which is what I like to call the lost item text message. So if you've been with your ex for a long time, chances are you've left a ton of stuff at their place and vice versa. So what you can do is set up a quick meet to exchange this lost item. So just say something like, "Hey, you forgot your Nirvana t-shirt at my place. I'd love to give it back to you. Want to grab a quick coffee and catch up?" Now, obviously, you're going to want to tailor this message for your situation, but that should be fairly easy to do. Now, all 3 of these text messages have been proven effective for most of my clients. But like I said, you really have to prime your ex up properly before any of these messages will work for you. Now, if you want to learn my full technique, then just head on over to breakupbrad.com and watch the full video presentation that's up on my website. Again, that's breakupbrad.com. Now, keep in mind that when you're texting your ex back, it's important that you maintain a friendly, positive, and happy demeanor. Your ex should not get a sense that you've been, lonely, heartbroken, or depressed. So make sure that you use, emojis and exclamation marks accordingly to convey, to your ex that you're in a good state of mind. Secondly, make sure that you space your text messages apart. Don't text your ex back right away. If you do, it'll seem desperate. So wait, at least 15 minutes or an hour, depending on how the conversation's going. And finally, guys, don't try to ask random questions like how their life is going. Save all that kind of stuff for the in-person meetup. You'll want to keep a sense of mystery so that your ex is eager to meet with you. Now, if you think that your situation is totally unique, then maybe enrolling in my personal coaching program is right for you. Now, for the price of a cup of coffee a day, you can have me at your side walking you through the process of getting your ex back. For more information on how you can enroll in my program, just head over to breakupbrad.com/coaching, breakupbrad.com/coaching, and you'll see everything that you need to know to sign up on that page. And that is it for this video. We'll talk to you all again soon. Bye for now.